what I want to let you know right now is that I've entered the contest to name the Rio Rancho Hockey Club that's going to New Mexico. And I plan on winning. So...
What name did you put in?
Well, that comes later.
Oh, okay.
But it's good, and I'm going to win.
Is it the Rio Rancho Blue Cheese? Next on Ugly Thirds!
Welcome back to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Another Jersey news one.
Sitting awfully straight there, Phil, trying to raise your height in the camera.
Whatever.
A little concerned?
Our topic today is what's in the news, May 2025. Gentlemen.
I've always... That I had a funny joke. Is it blue BLEU or blue BLUE? Which one do you see more frequently?
I think it's got to be EU because that puts
That's
a
the
cheese
classy
to
way
it.
to do
Yeah,
it.
I mean, it's not just the cheese is the color blue. No, it's blue cheese.
I look forward to that slide because, like I said, I'm going to win it. So you let me know now which
Can't
you
wait
want.
to hear. After the Utah Mammoth, the rest of the news seems rather like small potatoes. So let's get into it because it's May, it's playoff time. There's less going on. They're going to focus a lot on one particular league. Phil, up first. The Washington Wizards NBA team gave the Capitals a set of jerseys that are based on their city jerseys. It's not City Connect. And with the whole District of Columbia nomenclature, I actually really like that. It's a basketball jersey, though. There's not much... let the basketball fans rage. There's a lot less design because there's a lot less real estate to work with than a hockey jersey. I think it did a good job of translating it for all things.
I feel like it could be a slippery slope, and I don't like that basketball does, like, what was it? Phoenix is the Valley. Like, I don't like the nicknames. We've ripped on Bolt, Sens, things like that, and that's gone too far as it is. I don't need the District on a hockey jersey, like the District.
Do you have any idea how loud that swirl was going to be, Phil?
Or like out in San Jose, like I don't need like Silicon Valley or Bay Area or something like that. Like don't.
I mean, we saw that a lot with the City Connect, WSH, PIT, or PGH. Sorry, it's not even PIT. Baseball did that a lot with their three-letter abbreviations. I don't include this because I think it District of Columbia. Like, it's the full thing of where the team actually is. It's not in a state. It's in the federal district. And I kind of like that was the one thing of, oh, okay. It's not just DC. There's a lot of DC is easy. Make a logo out of DC is not the hardest thing to do. But I kind of like a District of Columbia. Not that it looks great on a hockey jersey. There's a lot of empty space there.
Yeah, too much.
But, I mean...
So you're suggesting an outline of the district and like a little dot where
You could do some fun things like that. I mean, even just like District of Columbia. I'm sure there's a way you could make it more fun. Diagonal like a hockey jersey. Fair enough. Up next... an eBay find. There's not going to be often that, I guess we've kind of done one an episode.
Yeah, that popped up. This pops up every couple of, I'd say twice a year. And I kicked it over to you because the price was very, very good.
Yeah, it did so, obviously.
Yeah.
Not from me, I wish.
The Stars at the turn of the century had this as a prototype, never went through with it, but then all of a sudden, I'd say in the past 5-6 years, they've started popping up on eBay. And I don't know if they're replicas or not. The CCM tag is legit. It looks exactly as it did back then. So something tells me that a handful of these made it out of some storage closet somewhere, and now people are trying to cash in on it.
So the story from way, way back in the day, NHL uniforms used to have a splash page for every decade. I think it was just simply in there too much space to put buttons for every year like they do now. Phil, I'm sure you can. That there, and so in that, and I'm not sure if it was that particularly or if they had a separate page for that jersey, which they might have been. Memory is faulty. They talked about this, and it said that all the NHL puck logos on the hem were pushed through with a hot screwdriver to show them as invalid, like they had been struck. This one does not have that.
Interesting.
So when I was in high school, and I was, 80 jerseys in, that one of these went, and it went for, I want to say, like $225. But as a high schooler, that was a ton of money, and now I kick myself. One of these went, and it had that particular branding.
That's cool.
So I know I've seen it. I do know someone has made replicas of these.
Well, much the same they made replicas of the St. Louis, the Horns jersey.
Right. There's ones of the Nordiques, the Never Worn, and there's a couple others. There's a bunch of Lightning Bolt ones that are remakes on eBay, and they're reasonably priced for what they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I should have looked closer with those replicas, because I would sure hope that they would put some tell in that this is a replica that they made, and it's not a... counterfeit products are counterfeit products no matter what you're trying to do with it. If you're making a replica of that just for sale, make sure it's distinguishable from the original. I've noticed that with political buttons, that they'll actually say, like, this is a replica on it because of some 1970s law.
Yeah. What a cool...
reproduction.
What a cool thing to think of, though. Like, if you're looking for these... Someone who might see it as like damage, the real story now. The
damage is part of the lore.
Yeah.
And I do want one of these eventually, and I actually love that treatment of the logo.
Love it.
And I don't think it's a bad looking jersey. It was a bit bright for the age
for
when it was, but now these days it'd be amazing.
It'd be a white green, and then this would have been a third, perhaps.
Yeah. Next story. This is an easy one. Carolina has worn their black helmets with their white jerseys.
Looks like I used to dress myself in middle school. Somebody's like, wow, you look like an idiot.
We have a closer up on the next slide if you're able to, Phil.
Oof.
Yeah, it's Garage League. It's not even Beer League.
It's like, we found this bucket of helmets in the back room. Like, let's use these.
Yeah, no, I'm using my bucket for my 2 teams ago, really. I never bought one for my last team. Apparently, their red buckets were too close to the orange helmets of Anaheim, and so they got the black out. They do have white helmets. They wore them earlier this year. For whatever reason, they did not have them. But whenever you let the teams wear whatever helmet they want, I knew that I was gonna enjoy the carpet. Wow, Phil, that's your peak moment. That's peak Phil.
I'm just so distraught by what I'm seeing on the screen right now.
That's a nice save. Nice save.
Very good.
With how, just. And again, obviously this is before playoffs, so it's a bit ago, but like, this is why you can't just let the teams wear whatever they want with every jersey.
That's
like, there's
why
a
there
reason
are
there's
protocols in place.
Right, like that looks terrible. Come on.
Yep.
I get the logic of let the pants match let the helmets match the pants. A little more cohesiveness to it. If it's not going to do that, just wear the white. This is getting out of control. What's next? Yes. Team Slovakia wore proper sweaters for a game. Actual knit sweaters.
Stunning.
I desperately tried to win one of these. I was bidding and bid up quite a few of them because they kept switching the players. So I just wanted one. It didn't matter who it was. And doing that in Slovak was not easy. It also wasn't completely clear that they'd shipped to the United States, so I was really...
Who are you giving money to?
You're right. And then it was also in euros, so there was a lot of, back of napkin, conversions happening. And the system was every time you bid, and I didn't realize this until I was well in and a number of jerseys had ended. Every time you bid, sorry, I'm sure you can come back to a full shot rather than just looking at the picture. Every time you bid... You had to kick it. It was not an eBay. You put in your max bid because that would have been easy. I just would have left that, and that's the most I'm going.
Sniped it. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
No, you had to click pitch in €10, and every time you did, it reset the clock for 4 minutes.
So it's like a true auction.
It was a true auction, and the whole team set was happening at the same time. So there were ones that were finishing cheaper than what I got, and was still bidding on. And it's like, oh crap, I can't go back to that one. To figure that whole system out, I desperately tried, because I think that's so cool to have an actual sweater in the modern day. How cool! Cool!
That's cool. That's goofy good.
I can't believe they actually did it. Up next, the PWHL, the Women's Hockey League, has announced 2 expansion teams, Seattle and Vancouver.
I mean, somebody's got to tell them their logos are the same.
Yes, that clearly is going to be a problem there. I don't know if this is going to be one of those Utah Hockey Club situations where they wear something like this for the first year, because we have that placeholder and the color. Seattle's going to be green for the Emerald City. Vancouver is blue, and I want to say it's an off-white. It's a vintage white, maybe for both.
Could be sharp.
Yeah, I mean, the PWHL did wear placeholder uniforms for their whole first year. Now that they all have identities, I hope they announce something before the season. I think the clubs deserve that much. I think the players deserve that much to have an actual team name, especially with 2 of them in the league. I think that matters.
I swear I read that they were going with just the city name on it for the first year.
I really hope not.
Because there's not enough time to put a name on a jersey.
Well, that's assuming they haven't had something in the can ready to go. I really feel...
The league's only 2 years old.
How long?
Somebody's been stewing on this for a bit.
Right.
These were predicted to get expansions.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're putting your bid forward, I feel like you should have a thought in mind. I don't mind having a placeholder once in a while, but if that just becomes the norm, it gets a bit annoying.
Okay.
So.
Did they say what other cities were? Because I know Pittsburgh was considered for an expansion.
And I can't imagine. Pittsburgh is so... Unless it's like the major league club, Pittsburghers don't show up.
Well, yeah.
And that's not to say that the women's team isn't the major league, but it's not the same. It's not seen as the same level at this point.
So someone who's never been to a Riverhounds game.
I've been to a Riverhounds game.
I have not been to a Riverhounds.
It was packed, wasn't it?
It was packed, actually. But the stadium's also like...
Yeah, there's high school football teams with bigger
There's a lot of high school football teams.
A lot of high school football and better attendance.
I mean, most of the high schools down here have better stadiums than that.
The Arena Football League team, which was in the top arena football tier as far as I remember, was canceled in the middle of a road trip. They literally said, "Find your own way home."
Oof.
That's the level.
Oof.
So. Yeah, Yinzer's gonna yins, and it's only for the highest level of any sport, or they don't bother. So, I can't imagine Pittsburgh getting it. I think Washington would be a great place. I think with how much they've supported men's and women's soccer with the WNBA, I think Washington is a prime location for this, even though it's not the best hockey market. Hockey's hot right now. Women's sports is hot right now. DC has always been very good at supporting women's sports. I think DC is a prime location. I could see something else in like the Philly area if you want to try and get close. The South you probably shouldn't crack yet.
Not yet.
No.
You need
stick to the market, you know.
You gotta get something on the East now.
Yep.
Yeah. I heard a lot of complaints that Western New York / Upstate New York could really use one. Especially since New York wasn't really playing in New York City anyways.
Buffalo had one ripped out from underneath them.
The Buttes.
The Buttes.
Yeah. But
maybe the Buttes will come back.
I'm sure they're going to be on and I hope that they don't over expand. You gotta go with the popularity and with the talent levels that you can. So I hope it's at most an every other year thing. They do it correctly. You don't make mistakes. You don't want to move a team in a young league. Because that just sets a bad precedent, and then you have ping pong balls all over the place.
True.
I think this is very solid. Having 2 of them out west makes for road trips a whole lot easier. Saves money there. Right.
Just up and down there.
Everything about this makes sense.
Good.
So, yeah.
Next.
What's next? Yes, the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins.
Did I go too far?
Nope.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yes, you did. Gosh darn it, Phil. The Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins have rebranded as the Carbondale UFOs for, and I go ahead and expand it. No. Full screen, Phil. I think it glows in the dark.
Love it.
In northeastern Pennsylvania, Carbondale is a small town. On November 9th, 1974, residents reported witnessing an unusual phenomenon. A glowing object streaked across the night sky before landing in a body of water known as Russell Park Pond. Witnesses described the object as bright, cigar-shaped, and emanating an otherworldly aura. And so it became a thing. Everyone was flocking to the crash site, adding things in, and official investigators arrived. Local police. It was eventually retrieved from the water, but authorities dismissed it as a train lantern.
No one watched them pull it out of the water?
What?
No one watched them pull it out of the water?
I mean, that giant train lantern that flew across the sky. It's kind of become they're making their own little Pennsylvania Roswell. It's the East Coast side of that, and I guess they've really leaned into that. And Wilkes-Barre is in the middle of a 5-year plan to look at local things. I do have a slide on that, but we'll wait. And so they're just kind of running with this. But the uniforms are fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun uniform.
Boy, you wish you
would lantern on the sleeves now. I get it now.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Is that?
Yeah, it's a oil kerosene lantern.
Officially what it is.
I love it.
I also like the stripe going up over the numbers. That's a unique thing that they clearly had to put in there. Otherwise, it's rather basic, but the colors are fun. Next slide, though.
And with the yellow, come on.
Yeah, it all works. It works. It does, however, produce the worst number font I've ever seen in my life.
Is that a Renwick number S2, SZ? 6Z?
Look at that 3. It is an upward arrow with baggage.
You laugh. I've seen my kids write numbers like this.
Feels like this looks perfectly fine. I don't understand the problem.
He can read that.
That's math teaching for you.
Reading a lot.
Okay. Well, like I said, it is a 5-year plan, and that's what the next slide is. The Old Forge pizzas, the Pittston tomatoes, and now the Carbondale UFOs, and the next 2 have not been announced, but that's a fun thing. That's fun.
What's the story behind Old Forge Pizza? Because Old Forge is in New York. It's in the Adirondacks.
Oh, and I'm curious about the tomatoes.
Well, Phil, you can Google the tomatoes. I'm Googling the pizza.
You found some good pizza places in Old Forge.
I mean, obviously. It's the rectangular metal pan with no slices but cuts. From the Lackawanna County Visitors Bureau in Northeast Pennsylvania. Pizza capital of the world, if you can believe it. Baked on a rectangular metal pan where there are no slices but cuts, and you order it by the tray and not the pie. As for pie, you might get apple or blueberry. There's a Lackawanna County pizza trail.
Nice.
So when you talk about your regional pizzas, it's a square pizza. It just looks like a square pizza. Have you had a square pizza before?
What's that?
It's Sicilian.
What's the place in Pennsylvania that does the Kraft single slices?
Oh, it's Altoona.
Altoona.
It's not. They're not basing it on Altoona. The Altoona pizza is an abomination and terrible.
So the Pittston tomatoes is to celebrate one of the town's special, or one of the special towns in the area, the city's tomato festival.
There you go. That's
Boy, what else we got?
Good old tomatoes.
And they did that night. They did the tomatoes will be conducting a pasta and sauce drive before the game.
Love it.
I'm sure you can come back to us. And one last thing on regional pizzas. I am so tired of hearing that there is a Pittsburgh-style pizza where it has uncooked toppings on top. Have you seen this? I just watched a thing on this. People keep saying this is Pittsburgh-style pizza because there's one place in Pittsburgh that does this where they bake the pie with tomato sauce on it and they just sprinkle cold cheese on top, which I'm sure has an interesting texture to it all. But that is not no one else does that. It's one place. It's not a Pittsburgh-wide, everyone's got to go there place. Phil, could you even tell me what that place is?
This is the first of hearing of it.
Exactly. But everyone keeps, Pittsburgh style pizza. Like, how there was even a meme of like Pittsburgh has their pizza with cold toppings. Is everything okay over there? First off, no. Second, no, we don't. That's one place that's weird, and we think it's weird, and 95% of the city has never been there. So let's clear up that pizza.
We put fries on everything. That's what we know.
Fries on everything is a real thing.
Everything Pittsburgh runs through these two. So you got a question, go see them first.
Proud Yins are an ant.
Yeah.
Next. Calgary Wranglers, a team that doesn't get near enough press. I love their look. A theme jersey. They had children design a jersey, and this was the winner. And you can see that the proceeds are going to go to charity, and that's the designer there.
Love that they do this. It's cool stuff.
That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
I like the jagginess of the stripes. That
yeah,
it looks.
If someone drew it, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Well done, Calgary. I'm going to let y'all lead the next things because I really haven't dived into this.
There's not much about
There's not much out there, but one of my favorite places maybe in the country is New Mexico. Like it is wildly overlooked for what it has to offer. And this is Rio Rancho. This is not Albuquerque. It is Rio Rancho. So they're leaning into an area that isn't very well known. So I'm kind of curious as to why. Like, just because the arena may be there, why couldn't you be Albuquerque? Why couldn't you be New Mexico? Like, I got some beef with the way that they're branding this. But one of the cool things about this is they are asking fans to name the team, which I think is cool.
Already, you've surpassed, outside the Manhattan Project, you have surpassed my knowledge of New Mexico. So, just in this bit,
New Mexico is great. Top 5 flag for sure, and that's what I leaned into for my my team name. So that design that's in the middle of the flag is called a Zia, Z-I-A.
Not Zima?
No, that's the malt beverage from 1994.
Gotcha.
So it's the Rio Rancho Zias. So you lean into the importance of indigenous culture. You lean into the whole state. It's not just an Albuquerque thing. Like make it a New Mexico thing. Ain't no other hockey teams coming to New Mexico. So make this your state team.
The Scorpions could come back, sir.
The band?
Yes, first off. Second, no, the New Mexico Scorpions are totally a thing.
Oh, very much so. And where are they now? Exactly. So, if you're going to lean into hockey being back in New Mexico, make it a statewide thing. Don't make it an Albuquerque. Don't make it just a Rio Rancho thing.
We do have the logo, at least the placeholder they're using, that you can buy on hats, shirts. So, I wouldn't be shocked if that remains the team colors. That's a nice slate of colors.
It is very good. I mean, you do some sort of combination of yellow, red, and turquoise. Like you've got the Southwest kind of locked up there. Sandia Peak there.
And they're the 31st team, right?
Possibly.
ECHL.
I'm not well versed on EC numbers.
And the other one is going to be in Greensboro, so make it the round 32.
That was 20. That was going to 30 and 31.
Okay.
Oh.
I think they're still not at 32 yet.
32, could you name 32 ECHL teams?
Oh, okay, now we're... I have a good crack at it.
But, like... what we were talking about before, you could lean into something gimmicky here, like silly, or you could take the regal approach to all this. You could be a ghost pirate, or you could do something a little bit different.
Yeah, I don't know the tenor of New Mexico or New Mexicans well enough to say I want to make a pizza joke based on Zia, but that feels like in bad taste now that you say it's about supporting indigenous culture. So it's like fine. And you could see as the flag, like make the flag into the uniform, like that could be really fun and just continue the strike. I mean, like that could be really a good, if nothing, a third jersey.
Yeah.
There is a lot, especially with there's thanks to John Oliver, there's a lot of look at minor league baseball in the last week of all those alternate designs and doing crazy things. I mean, there's. And even just like the one-off names of their alternates of like the Booty Divers is going to be a name for a game. Obviously searching for Pirate Booty, of course. So, Silly sells nationwide, but it doesn't exactly spark pride. And you go, I mean, there's a fork in that road, and which way do you go? And, I mean, I'm sure you could go for the respectable and then, like, have your Knights of, but it does kind of cheapen it when you do that. So...
The only other show in town that well, no, there's two. There's a soccer team, like minor league soccer. And there's also...
Let the Euros tell you that it's all minor league soccer in America.
And the Isotopes.
Ah, yeah, good old Albuquerque. Yeah. Go Topes.
So you have your historical element covered for them. Why not lean into something more indigenous?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Okay.
But I mean, don't even bother trying to enter the contest because I've won it. So
I mean, well, the blue cheeses, obviously. Rio Rancho blue cheese. Okay. We have some all from the what is it? The FPHL, the Federal Prospects Hockey League.
Excuse me? Where did this thing come from?
Well, the Federal Prospects Hockey League.
It's not the Southern Gentlemen Hockey League or the Southern Professional.
All right,
the SPHL.
Phil, I need you to go. There, 3 slides later, there's a map of the league. Let's look at the map of the league. So Ramsey does a short. This was originally branded to be the we're going to lean into being like the SPHL, but with more fighting, and that kind of failed, and so they have completely readjusted to be junior hockey, kind of like the level that we announced. And so your Danbury hat tricks are well known.
Oh, Danbury.
There's a handful of others where this has been
Watertown, New York.
Yeah.
Good heavens.
Binghamton Black Bears. Oh, Athens Rock Lobster. That's been the big one. I've been following.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I've been following. Phil bought one of those.
I just bought one. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
the kids were asking why he wasn't holding a lightsaber. I'm like, well, because he's playing a guitar.
Rock Lobster. Rock Lobster.
So what do we got?
So they have 3 new teams, and the branding ranges from crazy to fun. The Topeka Scarecrows are back. That was a CHL team in 1994, and they've had some interesting looks. I mean, that's the old logo on the right. I don't know if that's what they're going to put on the jerseys in the main thing, but holy crap.
They're going for it.
They're going for it.
Boy.
Kind of like it. It's a lot of detail for
It is a lot of detail. But that seems to be a common thing in this league. I guess when you're dealing with youngins and you want to pull in that crowd, you got to have... being dull is not the way to go, is what the adults are saying.
But minor league hockey is all about family. Like, that is the cheap... That is the cheap ticket in town. You're not going to put your kid in one of these jerseys, and then they're going to be like, well, what's the? Was that like Freddy Krueger over there on the right hand side? Yes. Like, come on, I don't know. I give the league 2 more years. Since
How long has it been around? Yeah, I know they did a complete pivot, because they were going to we're going to be the SPHL, but more extreme. And they have completely changed from that. They've been around since 2009. First season, 2010-11. So, and Watertown has 3 titles for the most. You're welcome.
Oh my god.
So that's Scarecrows.
So that's it. And look, I love the name. I really do love the name. That is a great name. The logo could use some work. But the name is phenomenal. I'm glad it's back.
Yeah.
When you find one of those old jerseys, pick them up because they go for a ton. Up next, kind of go in the opposite direction. PD, the old home of the PD Pride, now has a hockey team again, the IceCats. It's a logo.
Florence is where I stop when I drive to Florida because they have a Buc-ee's.
Well, now you can see a hockey game.
Could. Bring my brisket sandwich to the hockey game.
That's a good time.
We're going to have Buc-ee's near us soon.
Someday.
2 hours, dude.
Hagerstown.
It's in talks.
Ooh.
That's an hour.
I'd still drive 2 hours for Buc-ee's.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah, I'm not going to Fredericksburg.
Wow, okay. Just offend the whole town of Fredericksburg. I don't like that they use the proper Carolina flag South Carolina flag when everything else is more cartoonish. They should have drawn that in the same style.
I see what you're saying.
But that's I mean, and it's not exactly them. I mean, like, I hope that's not their primary logo. That's an excellent shoulder. Yeah. I hope they have an actual IceCat. But okay, that's there.
Thanks.
And then third and finally,
I was gonna say, you don't even need like the state shape itself is enough. I don't think you need to have anything in there.
If it's blank, I think it's too little.
But this just looks weird.
It does.
It looks like an eyeball and a nose, kind of like it's missing an eye on the other side.
I could see just putting the crescent moon, honestly.
You need the saw palmetto though, like.
Yeah.
What is this without the saw palmetto?
Wasn't there a revolutionary flag where it was a crescent that said Carolina?
Oh yeah.
I think there was. I know there's a crescent with a word in it, but
this is pushing
where's
30
Jeremy?
minutes.
Okay.
We said it was going to be. We were
little.
pushing territory here.
Well, this is the last news story. So, and then the Indiana Sentinels, which is Screaming Culver Military Academy, which is out there. It's busy, but I love the soldier in it.
What is it looks like a train conductor. Look like a soldier.
I was gonna go with a cop at least. But
Okay.
okay.
It does. It's got that like beatnik cop. No.
Beats cop. Yes.
Beats cop. Thank you. Not
beatnik. That's a very different
that's
cop.
Not right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's way overbuilt, but I love the idea behind it.
I never even like we've been all over the place. Oh, granted we've been out west, but I've never even seen like an SPHL team. Nope, this isn't.
FPHL.
What is this? FPHL.
The FPHL.
My goodness.
So,
but we'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's
start throwing them in.
Yep.
All right, Phil. Let's go to the info slide. So, if you have news, send it to me on Instagram, Hockey Jersey Guy. Send it to the email. Whatever works best for you. Love to have this stuff, and as we get to the end of the season, you start to having into the rumors and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I'll take the news we can get. Hey, Shrems, I'm John. Phil.
Oh, we're just gonna.
Oh, how does it feel?
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, ring the bell to get notifications when we post more videos, and come back for an episode of Ugly Thirds.
Be cool to do like a blood spatter stripe in that Scarecrow's jersey. Like, really lean into it.
No crows in that arena. Not a one.